So hi guys, so in this lecture we are going to discuss about the next step of the basic BGP configuration, how the eBGP is going to form between these two loopback, and what is the prerequisite to make them happen. Okay, so in previous lecture we have seen that when you are going to form the BGP session, you can form BGP session with the help of the directly connected interface. The first prerequisite, this address must be reachable. Okay, and then after we have done this loopback advertisement via the BGP, and they were able to reach via the BGP routing. Okay, now there is another requirement. In this requirement, we not have to form the BGP relationship between these two interfaces. Okay, but we have to form the BGP relationship between these two loopback. So these two loopback should form the BGP directly and also able to ping as well. So how we can do that? So the first requirement, as I mentioned in the previous lecture, if you want to form the BGP relationship between any address, that address must be reachable. Means you able to ping from 1 to 2 address. If you not able to ping, you cannot form the BGP. Okay, BGP is not able to become establishment between these two address. So how we can do that particular requirement? So the basic IP reachability that can be done via the static routing. You can do via the reachability 1.1 loop back to 2.2 via the static routing. Also you can do via the dynamic routing. Means dynamic routing is the your RIP protocol, your EIGRP, your OSPF or ISIS, whatever you want to run. By using that, you can make them reachable. You just have to enable the OSPF between these two, EIGRP and RIP, and you just have to advertise this router so they are able to ping. Then only you can form the BGP relationship, because BGP is required the basic IP connectivity. So in my scenario, you can see here, if I just check the do show IP interface brief, do show IP interface brief, this IP has been assigned. Okay, and if I go on the R1 also, R2, sorry, and show IP interface brief, this is the R2. This address is also assigned 2.2, but if you check the show run section BGP, there is no BGP configuration right now available, because last lab we have done, but if I check right now, it is not available. So protocol summary again, sorry, summary, you just have the ODR application static routing. There is no BGP configuration here. If you just check here, show IP protocol summary, this is not. So what is first prerequisite? This address must be reachable to this. But if you check right now from R1 to R2, this is not reachable because they are not available in the routing table via any IGP protocol. So we cannot form the BGP. So let me make the first reachability between these two addresses. How can I do that? Let me use first time the static routing to make them reachable. So how the static routing is going to be configured between these two routers? Simply I can go in the configuration. I want to go on the 2.2 network via this particular interface, and next hop is it 12.0.0.2. Simply I'll go and put the IP route 2.2.2, subnet mask this, because I want to go, and the next hop, just give me 1 second guys. Sorry guys, so now what is my next hop? So my next hop would be, let me check. So next hop would be 12.0.0.2, or I can use the interface as well. Either one I can use. So I can use 12.0.0.2. This has been done. So my first configuration of the static route has been done. Now if I am checking my routing table, this route is available, but still I am not able to ping because the reverse route is missing. So another side, there is no route available for the 1.1.1. So we put it here. So let me try to ping again, but it is not going to ping because when the packet go for the destination, it is coming, but when it is trying to come for the 1.1, this route is not available here as a reverse route. So that's why it is not reachable. So we just have to do the similar stuff for the reverse route. I'll just go and do the configuration. IP route 1.1.1.1 255 255 255 dot 255, and what is next hop? That 12.0.0.1 R1 IP interface. So do right. So this is my static routing. So now I have the both side forward and reverse routing, and if I just shake here, show IP route, you can see one dot route is also available. So if I just go here R1 and try to ping again the R2 with the source 1.1.1, see this is reachable. And if I just trying to ping 1.1.1 with the source 2.2.2, it is also reachable. So my prerequisite has been met, right? My prerequisite has been met, and now I'm able to reach from the loopback 1 to loopback 2. Now I can build the BGP relationship between these addresses. So let me try. So I'll go in the R1, again the same concept. I'll go in the configuration T, and by going in this configuration T, let me, yeah, I hope my audio is there. So I'm going in the configuration T, and after going in the configuration, so I'll use the command router BGP, and my on AS number is 100 as per the topology. So I'll use the 100. Now the same command again, I'll use the neighbor, and what is my neighborship? 1.1.1.1, and what is my remote AS? Okay, so remote AS is my 200. So this command, sorry, this address is not correct. So neighbor is 2.2.2, not my on address. That's, see, this is the giving the error. So actually I'm trying to make the neighborship between two routers. So I'll just use the this. So this time I want to form the BGP between loopback to loopback, not directly connected. So that's why I have to use the loopback. So this command has been done. So previous session we just used the same command, and I'm just going to use two-liner command again, and we'll see whether my neighborship is going to form or not. So my configuration has been done on the R1. Let me do similar to the R2. So I'll go in the configuration router BGP, this time BGP S number this, and neighbor is 1.1.1, remote AS is 100. Configuration done. So this time my BGP is not going to come up. Why? In previous session when I did this same configuration, my BGP was up and working, but now this BGP is not coming up. So what is the reason? Why this region is not coming? So if I just try to put the debug IP BGP packets, let me put it here, or I can just put the all or events. I'm just trying to use the debugs, and I just want to see debug. Let me check it here. Debug IP BGP all, debug IP BGP events. So let me see what I am getting. So as you can see, there is some logs are coming. You can see. Let me stop it. So you all, let me undebug this all. You all. So this debug has been turned off. Here also, let me you all. So now I just stop this BGP. You can see there is error. Earlier the same command, there was BGP relationship was formed, but now it is not forming, and you can see these two errors, and I'll explain why this is not coming. You can see these logs. This is saying update source null. What does mean? Update source null. So there is some error. Even you can see in the another log also. Here you just go here, and probably this same error is going to be get here. Probably after some time we stop this BGP debugs. You can check from your own also. But yes, we have log. So it is saying BGP 2.2 active open failed, means the active open means open message is getting failed, means my BGP neighbor adjacency state where we are having the idle connect active open send open confirm and establish. So it is getting a stop in the open send. Why it is going to establish? Because there are some like reachability issue, and we don't know what is the reachability issue. The reachability is there with the loopback to loopback, but we have to define some correct parameters that should be carried in the BGP packet, and then only it is going to form the BGP neighborship. So when you configure the BGP neighborship, by default it is going to take the source address of the BGP as a connected interface, and when this packet is reaching, you know this is a destination and your source is coming with this particular 12.0.0. But when reply BGP message is going to happen, this neighbor is not exist. So this is not going to form the BGP in the BGP message. BGP message is not going to carry the correct neighbor information, because when you establish, it is going to take a source as a directly connected interface, and when it is going to reply, it is just going to reply this one, and this is not the correct IP address. That is the correct IP address is the your loopback IP address. So this is the region this BGP neighborship is not going to happen. So you have to remember one of the command while performing the loopback interface. While you want to build the BGP relationship with the loopback interface, you just have to make the source also as a loopback as a BGP neighborship relationship. So here I'll just use this command, okay, and I'll use the neighbor. Neighbor is this one. If I want to go this neighbor, I go, but I just use my update source. Means I'm not going to use directly connected source. I will use the update source, that is my loopback 1 IP address. So what is my loopback 1? So you can just check, this is a loopback 1. So I just put the interface name here. So now it is done. So now if I check show run section BGP, this is your BGP and this is the command. Okay, so this has been done, and now let me configure the same command and we'll see what is happening now. So show run section BGP, and if I go here and router BGP 200 neighbor, and this time neighbor is this, and update source, this time loopback, we just have loopback 2. Okay, let me check again it is correct or not. You just have to define the correct interface. Yeah, loopback 2, right? So we done. So in that case our BGP should be established. So let me check show IP BGP. If this is the correct statement, show IP BGP summary, but still my BGP is showing down. Why it is showing down? Any idea? There is another concept. If you want to check whether my configuration is right or wrong, so trust me, this configuration is right. You just have to make sure the source correctly. You have to define the source. This is going to work. But there is additional command you also have to use that I'm going to tell you. But if you want to just make sure whether my configuration is correct or not, so you just use the clear IP BGP soft in or out. There is a command, just clear the BGP. If you're not going to use this command, so because BGP sometimes is stuck in the neighborship, you just have to refresh. But if I'm just trying to check after the refresh, still my BGP is not coming up. Okay, so if I just use the debug again, so IP BGP events and debug IP BGP all, I want to check what is happening now. So let's wait. See, again we have some kind of the error that your message is getting failed. Now we have the different error. The BGP 2.2.2 active open failed, means still they are stuck in the active open failed state. Why? Because there is another region. So let me just try it. So IP BGP debug IP BGP events, debug IP BGP all. If you want to see the debug what is happening, you can check it here. So there is a most important command if you want to run. So let's run a little bit. We'll read this message what is happening. So we keep getting no route to peer, active delay, we getting something error. performing BGP general scanning, regular scanner timer, and you can see similar, you can see the same message it is getting, like 1.1 active open failed, no route to peer, right? So, but we have the route to the peer. It's not like we not have the route. You can say show IP route. We have the route to peer, but what does mean this message? Okay, see, this is the route is available. So let me put on debug all. Okay, so you all. So this is like stopped here. Let me check it here, and let me put undebug all. Okay, this has been also turned off. So there is another command when you are just going to build the BGP relationship with the loopback address. You just have to use another command, and this command is the very important. Like the source loopback address, similarly you just have to use a command is ebgp multihop. So what does means ebgp multihop? Let me tell you. Let me first configure and then after explain that command. So router BGP 100, and I'll use the neighbor. Neighbor is this one. Okay, and there is a command ebgp multihop, and you can see you have to define the hop 1 to 255. Then how many hop I can define? 1 is by default, so greater than 1, but how much I don't know. So I am just defining 2, and I'll tell the reason why I'm going to define 2. Okay, so I'll just go here 2, and similar I'll just go here config t router BGP 200 neighbor, that is going to be this ebgp multihop 2. So this has been done also. Let me write it and let me check it again, and you can see my BGP has been turned off. You can see show IP BGP summary. You can see this message. So my neighborship has been up and working. See, this is start working. So my BGP relationship has been formed. There is no error message, there is no further things happening, and you can see this is the relationship has been done up and working. So why we need this 2 commands additionally when I'm going to form the BGP relationship with the loopback address? So the first command is saying if you are not going to use the update loopback source, then it is going to take the default connected interface, that is one way, right? But if we want to use that the loopback, then it is going to take that particular loopback as a source to just form the neighborship. But what is the ebgp multihop command? If I just go here and I just want to run this command, so you will little bit find some kind of the instruction here. Let me read it out. ebgp multihop command. See, allow ebgp neighbor not on directly connected network. Means if you want to make the BGP relationship, ebgp relationship not on directly network connected, means not directly connected network address, which is directly this is one, then you can use this particular command ebgp multihop. And how much hop you have to consider? So if I am just considering from this hop, so this hop is one hop is this one, and the loopback would be the second hop. So this is my 2 hop, because when the packet is going to exit from the router, the first hop would be 12.0.0.2 and the second hop would be the loopback address. That's why I have taken the 2 hop. If let's suppose I have another router here and this having another IP address, and this is a 3.3.3, and I want to make the BGP relationship, then my first hop would be this, second hop would be this physical, and third hop should be this my loopback address. So in that case I have to use the 3 ebgp multihop command. Instead of 2 I have to use the 3. So you have to use the same logic. So that's why you use the 2. You can see here, this is I can also use the 2. But in case I don't want to use this command, then is it possible I can form the neighborship? This is a very unique interview question. If I want to not, if I don't want to use this ebgp multihop command, but still I want to form the BGP neighborship, is it possible? Let me try. So let me remove it. No, definitely my neighborship is going to be down. And brochure and section BGP, and router BGP 200, and I'll just remove this ebgp-multihop command. See, show run section BGP. So you can see I remove this ebgp-multihop command, but still I want to form this neighborship. Is it possible? The answer is yes, it is possible. How? Let me tell you the other way. So let me clear. It is going to be down. Clear ibgp. So the peer has been reset, and if I just check again, so ibgp summary, it is stuck in the idle state. So either you have to wait to default timer 30 second, means 180 second, then it is going to be down, or you can just clear this BGP. So now BGP has been down. You can see it is not coming up. So what I do? Can I do something? So let me do something. So I'll simply go here and see, still my BGP is down. I'll go in the BGP connection, and there is a command. I can go in the router BGP and neighbor, the same neighbor. There is a command, disable connected check. So by using this command means you are bypassing to check my connected interface. By default, when BGP is going to form, it always going to check what is my source address, whether my connected interface have the like the valid hops or not, right? To make the BGP relationship with the loopback address. So if you want to disable, if you want to disable those kind of the checks, then it is not going to check your source interface and all, or ebgp like multi-hop connection. So I just enable this disable connected check, and I just go in the other side also, source run section BGP. I'll show you what does mean this particular command, and I'll just use this neighbor and just go here. Let me show you. See, so disable connected check. One hop away ebgp peer using the loopback address means it is just going to bypass one hop. Means if you have the two hop in between two routers and you just want to form the ebgp relationship, to it is going to ignore one hop checks and still it is going to form the BGP. But you have the three hop away, then this command is not going to work for you. But you just have the two routers. In interview, they are going to ask the question. There is one router, it is connected with another router, and there is a loopback 1, there is a loopback 2, and I want to form the ebgp, right? But I don't want to use ebgp multi-hop command, not required, but still I want to form the neighborship. How it is going to happen? Then there is only way, we just have to use this command, disable connected check. By using this disable connected check, you can form the BGP relationship. That's it. Simple command is going to do your work. So that's why I use this command to just avoid this ebgp relationship. So let me, sorry, I'll just go here, store on the section BGP again, and let me go here, configuration, router BGP 200, neighbor, and this is neighbor, and I'll use disable connected check. That's all. And see, my BGP is came up again. So I just bypass this ebgp multi-hop command, but still I have the BGP, but this is only valid I have the just two hops of this router. If I have third router, this command is not going to work because it's just going to bypass one hop. See, read this carefully. What does mean disable connected change? One hop away ebgp pair using the loopback address. If you have two hop away, then this command is not going to work for you. Okay. So now if I run again, so I have a BGP summary. You can see my BGP relationship has been formed. Okay. And if I going to check this again, show IP BGP summary, this is also going to form. What we learn from this section, we learn how even going to bring the BGP with the help of the loopback address. What is the meaning of this update source loopback? What is the meaning of disable connected check? And what is the meaning of ebgp-multihop command? And when we can use the ebgp-multihop command, and when we can use the disable connected check command, because these are the very key important thing in the BGP interview question. So now at least we have the basic idea how to do the configuration of the BGP, what is the basic stuff of the BGP. Now in the next lecture we are going to do some kind of the like the authentication related configuration. If I am going to bring the neighbor safe between these two routers, how my authentication is going to be configured. So we'll discuss in the next stage. And once we do the authentication part, then we discuss about the address family configuration, how the address family is going to be created, what does means of the address family. Once we have this kind of understanding, then we go for the next level of learning, that is the attribute level of learning, path manipulation, various load balancing, load sharing concept is going to be happen. And then we are going to just do the filtering, manipulations, lot of things. Okay. So thanks for watching guys. Have a great day. See you in the next lecture. Bye bye. Take care.